on education. How is our curriculum helping students face the job market? Are some of the courses really relevant? That is a discussion we'll be having on the first talk for today's show. It's an interesting conversation. Yes, I know you're excited about it. So make sure you stay on right here with us on the first show.
And do not forget, Business Block will be bringing you some stocks and some news making waves in the business circles, as well as we'll bring you the headlines, bring you stories making waves on the front pages of our dailies. And President Akufo-Addo says he's so much sad and not happy about how foreign mining companies have affected our communities, and so we bring you details of those stories making waves on our front pages. But here we go for motivation. Whatever we have for you, some vitamins to motivate you, to get you going in the morning.
If I could reach higher, just for one moment touch the sky, from that one moment in my life, I'm gonna be stronger.
For Be Motivated this morning, we are taking a quote from Vince Lombardi. The real glory is being knocked to your knees and then coming back. That is real glory. That's the essence of it. I take it again. Vince Lombardi, and I quote, "The real glory is being knocked to your knees and then coming back. That is real glory. That is the essence of it." Coming in from Vince Lombardi. And Vince Thomas Lombardi was born on June 11, 1913 and died September 3, 1970. He was an American football player, coach, and executive in National Football League. He is best known as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers during the 1060s, where he led the team to the 3 straight 5 total NFL championships in 7 years, in addition to winning the first 2 Super Bowls. In conclusion, following his sudden death from cancer in 1970, the NFL Super Bowl trophy was named in his honor. He was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the 1700s, and later that year he died. Lombardi is considered by many to be the greatest coach in football history, and he is more significantly recognized as one of the greatest coaches and leaders in history of any American sport. So those are pictures of Vince Lombardi giving us that great quote for Be Motivated this morning.
Okay, so the real glory is being knocked to your knees and then coming back. That's real glory. That's the essence of it. So I'm deducing from this particular motivation and this quote from Vince Lombardi, actually saying that sometimes I see it to be that whatever I go through, I may have challenges. Because going down on my knees, it will knock me at my knees. I may fall sometimes, I may go down, but that is the real glory. When you see that, yes, I had to go through this to be able to achieve. Sometimes when you sit back, imagine you have to for all that, and you come out as the first class student, you see the pains, all of a sudden, you don't remember them again. And so Vince Lombardi, we thank you this morning for that, and some what you for Pamela.
And why do you keep promising me live on set and you don't deliver your promises? He doesn't deliver to his promises. But guys, I hope once we've kicked you down on your feet, you rise up again and redeem yourself today.
God is my witness.
I hope you redeem yourself today.
Pamela.
But hey guys, that's for Be Motivated this morning. We are not promised of a rosy and trouble-free road. Definitely there's going to be some potholes, some manholes.
I've been knocked down at my knees. That's the real glory. But the real glory is I'll prove it to you. Now stand by as we go for headlines and bring you the stories making waves on our pages of our front pages of newspapers. Okay, so welcome back from the break. Right here we are on the headlines. Now we go into our dailies. I'm starting with the Chronicle newspaper, and the front page of the Chronicle newspaper says that family war rips GPHA, Ghana Port Harbours Authority part, and that is what is on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. And cynicism and pessimism working against Ghana beyond aid, MP says, and as Haruna Idrisu demands timeline. And Chamber of Freight Forwarders support Unipass, and President worried over poor state of mining communities, and it's actually a state one. Emmanuel Boateng at the back page of the Chronicle. Emmanuel Boateng scores debut goal in win over Japan, and this young man has a very promising
Emmanuel Boateng. I told you he's my brother, right?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So yes, welcome to the Black Stars, Emmanuel Boateng. Now let's take a look at the Daily Dispatch, and it's still talking about Anansi's expose, which is set to be premiered 6th June. Well, guess what? If an injunction is placed on Anansi's video, we will show video on BBC that is coming in from Kweku Bako, who happens to be partners with Anas. So if Ghana decides to place an injunction, well, it's going international. BBC is certainly going to air it, coming in from Mr. Kweku Bako. You can find that on the front pages of the Daily Dispatch. And still on the front page, I am not aware some persons are it's unacceptable. Daily Dispatch, totally unacceptable.
Even if you're quoting here on the front page, our kids are reading the newspaper, young people are reading. Grammatical errors cannot be, we cannot accept it.
How?
It affects them, then they will also show it.
I'm not. It's just unacceptable. So you better correct it tomorrow. Come and give us a correction tomorrow. But on the back page of the Daily Dispatch, 7.3 million Ghanaians without financial account. That is coming in from the World Bank report. Wow, 7.3 million Ghanaians without financial accounts. It's on the back pages of the Daily Dispatch. And state of mining communities in Ghana disgraceful, coming in from our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Surprised that there's so much underdevelopment in some major mining areas in the country. I happen to have listened to an audio from him, and he president. In as much as you are not happy, I hope you expedite action to make sure some of their roads, their hospitals, because these miners go through a lot of hazards. A lot, and you see the community is blessed with these minerals, and certainly as you're getting those minerals from that particular community, it's always expedient to making sure that the community is developed. It shows with what they have, but I don't know where we are coming from as Africans, where people take advantage of us, take what we have and better themselves and leave us to be poor. Idiama Mo Wa All Stars Party Boateng score in Black Stars win over Japan. And you have Thomas Partey at the back picture, at the back page of the, and Black Maidens drawn against host Uruguay in 2018 World Cup opener. Certainly. Alright, so let's take a look at the Today newspaper. And Densu River in danger as death clutters the Densu River. A whole Densu River, and you can see dead plastic waste, all kinds of waste that has choked the Densu River, and refuse dump along the bank of the Densu River. You can find that on page 3 of the Today newspaper, so you can grab a copy and find out more details as to why authorities have left a whole Densu River to be choked with rubbish and refuse. And of course, the First Lady cut sword for pediatric intensive care at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital yesterday, where that trending issue occurred. That student from the University of Ghana happened to have been at the sword cutting and displayed the hashtag Open UG Medical Center now, and he found himself at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital police station. But he's been granted bail. He's supposed to go back, I think, tomorrow in the morning for findings and more proceedings. For me, I think that particular campaign, we are watchers of the society and making sure that our leaders do the right thing. If there are facilities that need to be be looked at, why leave it and start to construct something else? But it brings a lot of question. He has a good plan, he has a good motive, but do you think was that the right time for him?
I appreciate your time and you welcome to Sports Air of the First Show. Are you celebrating your birthday today? If you are not celebrating your birthday today, but you have a family member, a friend who is celebrating his or her birthday today, tell him or her that today he or she shares the day with these renowned sports personalities. Today we only have a player who is celebrating his birthday today, Marco Ross. Yes, he's celebrating his birthday. Dortmund player Marco Ross is celebrating his birthday today. So in case you are celebrating your birthday today, you share the day with Marco Ross. We have Marco Ross on the screen. He is 29 today. Happy birthday to the Germany international Marco Ross. He's celebrating his birthday today. So if you are celebrating your birthday today, you share the day with Marco Ross. Okay, so that is Marco Ross on the screen. It's not bit, and we started from the camp of our senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Yesterday, Black Stars played Japan in an international friendly. At the end of the entire duration, at the end of the entire proceeding, the scoreline was Black Stars of Ghana 2, Japan 0. Thomas Partey and Emmanuel Boateng scored the 2 goals for our senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Let's enjoy highlights of that game. Senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana, were able to defeat or beat Japan by 2 goals to 0. Thomas Partey and Emmanuel Boateng scored the 2 goals for our senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Remember, Black Stars is not part of the countries that are going to participate in 2018 World Cup, but we've been able to beat a World Cup participant, Japan. They've made it to 2018 World Cup or the Football Mundial in Russia. Black Stars, we couldn't qualify or we couldn't make it to the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Elsewhere, the Ghana Premier to Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So after the game, betting professionals assistant coach Yao Ofosu says that penalty was a dubious one. Listen to Liberty Professionals assistant coach.
Maybe not all for 4 times, but he's been there for a couple now. Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and the Golden State Warriors. The finals that always feels inevitable is back again and probably will have an inevitable ending. Golden State gets here on the back of a 3-2 series comeback versus the Houston Rockets. They shot their way to a Western Conference championship in Game 7, and they just have that look of a team that is impossible to beat 4 times in a 7-game span. Are they flawed? Yes. Are they as good as they were last year? No. Are they as good as they were 2 years ago when they actually lost the title in 7 games to the Cavaliers? No. I think they are vulnerable. I don't think Steph Curry's been himself. I think Draymond Green is a shell of what he was offensively a couple years ago. And I think that the Andre Iguodala injury situation gives the Cavaliers a fighting chance. That being said, Golden State should be the favorite. They are the favorite. But Cleveland has that chance because of LeBron James. LeBron James is the greatest force we have ever seen in the NBA. He's having the greatest career we have ever seen in the NBA. And he is the great equalizer. Forget the rosters. Forget the talent on one side compared to the other. When you have LeBron James, you have a chance now playing in his 8th straight NBA Finals. I will take the Warriors in 6 games because I believe they're shooting. I believe the Cavs' defensive issues and their overall lack of a roster that can defend what Golden State does is just too much, once again, for LeBron to overcome. But am I going to be surprised if we're in Game 6 and this is close in the 4th quarter? I'm not. I think the Cavaliers have a chance to keep this series close and to make it a battle into Game 6.
A humble reminder to viewers that for your World Cup updates, for exclusives, for the analysis, history, statistics, you can rely on on GNTV Sports. Yes, I'm repeating myself. For World Cup history, analysis, the stars, the numbers, all that you need to know, you can rely on GNTV Sports. Yeah, we are there. We serve you. The most successful country in the history of World Cup is the Brazil national team, the Chalaçao of Brazil. World Cup that started way back in 1930. Yes, Uruguay, they hosted, they won 34, Italy won 38, Italy again repeated that triumph in 38 World Cup. Those were the heydays of Giuseppe Meazza. He was part of the Italian squad that won World Cup back in 1934, 1938. So Italy too, they are there. You talk about the German national team winning World Cup, but the most successful country in the history of World Cup is the Brazilian national team. Chiche is the head coach of the current Brazilian national team. So for your World Cup exclusives, updates, the history, all that you need to know about World Cup, the grand or the Soccer Mundial, you can rely on GNTV Sports. Let's move straight to the 2018 French Open. It is ongoing, and Kei Nishikori has been cruising in 2018 French Open.
Jeu premier manche, Nishikori. 6-3. Deuxième manche, paire. Troisième manche, paire.
That was a highlight of French Open, but the game ended in favor of Kei Nishikori. But the most successful player in the history of French Open is Rafa Nadal, the Spaniard. It is played on a clay court, and the king of clay court is Rafa Nadal, the supporter of Real Madrid, the Spaniard. Yes, he is the king of clay court. My time is consumed. My time is exhausted, so I have to wrap up on this morning's edition of Sports AM of the first show. My name once again is Abdul. Jalilu Ahmed. There will be more sports at midday on GNTV. Continue to enjoy the rest of the first show with Pamela Boate and Joseph Sapon.
Sweet trying to get to the outside for the first time.
Fruits play an essential role in the human body system in an extraordinary way. Then, golden fruit is here just for you. We have mango roll made from sweet, juicy mango, pure, dried, cut and carefully rolled into choice rolls. We have cocoa mango balls, dried fruits, and our fruit bars made with different recipes of dried fruit. Contact us on 0279 848722 or email us on fd.local@bpwag.ch. Golden fruits, it's tropical, it's sugar-free, it's just for you.
Alright, so thank you very much, Abdul, for giving us those sports updates. It's still the first show live on GNTV and proudly sponsored by Eco Spa Mineral Water. Well, the mineral water that revitalizes you instantly. Natural mineral water packaged at source hygienically. Next time you want to drink water, look for Eco Spa Mineral Water. Revitalize yourself with Eco Spa. You can contact them on 024 870 That is from Eco's Mineral Water. And Golden Fruit West Africa Limited, they have all kinds of dry fruit, be it mango roll, mixed fruit and virgin coconut oil, and it's very healthy for you. They are located at Shalom Mall near Achimota New Station, and their product can be found in ShopRite, Maxmart, Palace Supermarket, and the Mini Mart. You can contact them on 0279848722. And to accent and cares, do you want to stand out in the crowd? Do you want to be unique? Well, look no further, because Accent and Cares have all your accessory needs, be it handmade accessories, already made neck pieces,
future generations of Savelands, nor prevent them from reaping benefit at the Accra International Conference Center. And so we'll be giving you more update on what exactly is happening when it comes to mining in Africa. And so the much-awaited cybersecurity guidelines and regulations to guide banks in their fight against cybercrime and electronic money fraud will be unveiled in a couple of weeks. Amazing. Now, the first Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maswa,
is of immense concern today. It is estimated that all cyber-related crime is costing the global economy about $400 billion annually. This figure is expected to reach $6 trillion by 2021. In the past year alone, there have been several high-profile breaches challenging some of the most tightly secured platforms. Electronic fraud constitutes more than 80% of all complaint control rooms to ensure data security at the highest level. In the wake of this reality, the Central Bank of Ghana will, in a couple of weeks, unveil its much-awaited cybersecurity guidelines and regulations to guide banks in their fight against cybercrime and electronic money fraud. Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Aferi, first Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, noted that as Ghana moves further into the e-payment and digital finance ecosystem, financial crime prevention is very key, and the Bank of Ghana has worked with stakeholders to put together cybersecurity regulations. Speaking at two separate events in Accra, Dr. Opoku-Aferi noted that this regulatory reform, in addition to others, seeks to promote availability and acceptance of electronic money and hybrid payment services.
So this
increase in sales? Or do you want to draw attention? Then, mobile advertising vans from DigiCat is your best bet. Our mobile advertising vans come with crisp digital images and visually impactful in the night and in the day. Reach your target audience where they live, work, and play. Contact us on 0303 393 6020 or 050 132 8707.
DigiCat, creativity in motion.
Always keep your money in your wallet. One day you'll be let down.
Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma. Mo basika, abama meneo. Me say ona from emo, ori ene juma. Mo basika. Ori ene juma. They say on I'm from emo. Ori ene juma. Mo basika. It's just a click. Obia to me a B. Miss me a D. Obia to me a D. Also ye D. Obia to me a D. Miss me a D. Obia to me a D.
Hello and welcome to Pay Global app. Pay Global allows you to send and receive money into your mobile wallet instantly from around the world. It makes money transfer easy, affordable, smooth, and convenient for agents and users. Roaming services are also available globally. So, how to get started? First, you have to download the Pay Global app. Step 1. Open Google Play or Play Store using your Android device. Step 2. Search by typing Pay Global in the Google Play search engine. Step 3. Locate and click on Pay Global and install. Step 4. After installing, tap Open and allow access to complete the process. Now, let's see how to create a new Pay Global account. After opening the Pay Global app, click on New User Account. Complete the registration form with the following information to register your account: phone number, full name, email, date of birth, enter preferred password, and confirm your password. Click on Register Now to register your account. A confirmation code will be sent to you and displayed in the text box. Click Next to complete registration. Visit the nearest GN
279-848722 or email us on fd.local@bpwag.ch. Golden Fruits. It's tropical, it's sugar-free, it's just for you.
And time such as this. Voice of Faith Television broadcast is coming your way every Saturday. Will never be.
Would they speak a creative force? Because we were ignorant, we didn't really understood what grace was.
Depends on the individual, the way you look at it, the way you handle yourself, the way you carry yourself.
They want to know what disease in the family, what does the family do. They want to know all these things about the background of the family so that they won't get themselves, because they know that those things have influence.
God created man. The man that God created failed. You see, he failed, and because he failed, he was subject to corruption, to destruction, to satanic dominion and all that.
There's more to life than where one begins, and which is George Weah.
Are not setting up
his presidency would mark the first time.
Be a good boy, be a good girl. How did you muster the courage to call Mrs. Indu to tell her we lost or have lost £2 billion?
And still attracts me to Pastor Toby.
You know, all the stories about me and being in business, this was the worst.
one, I am Bright Nana Kosi Amaning.
Fighting climate change in particular, both in Africa and in Europe, we are interdependent.
Our intake of refugees has been going up in recent years.
Today's markets and today's life is no more a question. Of common sense. It's a question of knowledge, understanding.
We have task forces that patrol the markets, the communities, and to ensure that certain fires do not occur.
They are placed to get on the go on the job as they get on the job market. Is actually a worrying and alarming effect in terms of what actually our educational system is churning out. We want to limit it to Ghana. How has Ghana's educational system been like, and how has it affected people in terms of bringing them to the job market and how they fare at the job market? You get people coming out of university and they get the job market and they are not able to perform. They go read sociology, some read archaeology, some read zoology, some read whatever logy, and they come back out of school and they don't have anything to do with what they have read at the university. There are practical subject people go out there to do. So we are here looking at how well it's been. I have my colleagues seated with me. We want to look at their from their experiences, how they come through the system and how it's been able to help them, how it's not been able to as it were, some affected them in some way. Now as the subject actually indicates, we're looking at our educational system. You see how you grow up and how studies.
Now, I've always been asking myself, what do you want to achieve as an individual? What is it that it is your aim or your aspirations in life vis-a-vis our educational system, as you did mention? Now, three careers, and you ask yourself, how are you able to achieve that? So I think there should be that. And as many as 7 subjects at the primary level, you go to JHS or junior JSS. Our time it was by name JSS. You go to the JSS, and over there some 8, 9, 10, 11 subjects at the JSS level. I learned as many as 9 subjects so from 7 it is increased to 9. Then I got to the senior high school level. You learn as many as 6 subjects, and I chose business. But the funny thing is, after reading business and coming out with flying colors, what happened next? I found myself in University of Ghana. Was I not supposed to continue with the business? No, I deviated from the business and then went straight into arts, read sociology. So you could see there is a missing link.
So the continuity now becomes the problem.
The problem.
Now, Pamela, let me come to you. How was yours like? You were like, I want to be a hair hostess.
When did I tell you I wanted to be an air hostess?
You say you want to be a nurse because you're caring.
Okay, well, I didn't say that, but I mean, the Ghanaian educational system, let's take it from the basics, really. Let's start from the home. Growing up as a child, honestly, sometimes you do not know what you really want to do because you admire people, you see things and you go like, oh, I think I can be this, I think I can be that. So there's all of these ideas roaming through your mind. The point where education comes in is it opens you up to, and also coming and guide you to say, oh, I think you are good at this, so why not consider these choices of careers. So to me, growing up, some of these courses are good, because I look back and I realized that, oh, Charlie, when this word is mentioned or when this thing is mentioned, I can relate and go back to my primary days because I heard about it. Let's not forget the purpose of education. It's not only for career orientation only.
Sure.
It's so that when you also go into public, you can speak. When you also go into public, you can share ideas about what you have learned, what you have heard. So it's not only about the job market. It's also about, you know, being able to speak when you get into public. The knowledge that is imparted in you. You know, nobody can take that away from you. That knowledge, nobody can take away from you. So it's good. From the basic level, it's good we are exposed to more of these subjects so that you can know your weaknesses from your strengths and then build
things at that age. But you see, we don't usually observe those things from the infancy. So I feel that is where the break is.
Yes.
I also
and I think I made that point. Career coaches, they are very essential in our lives, because they will be able to at least identify, as you did mention, for instance, you've observed that this kid or this child is fond of talking. He has more interest in talking. So what is it that I'm supposed to add? What is it that I've identified or I've observed from her that at least we have to streamline his talking to become useful to society, other than shutting the person up?
There's more to it than the formal learning.
And I also think you can say because of our number, you know, at the basic level and let's say at the junior high school level, because of the number, other than that, teachers have a greater role to play, in the sense that in the absence of career coaches, we have agreed, we have admitted that we don't have them many in this country. So in their absence, I think teachers could have played that role for us. But because of the number, other than that, teachers, because they spend most of their time with the children or with the child, they may be able to identify some of these things that we've been talking about. Because as you did mention, if you talk about extracurricular activities, who is supposed to oversee that is the teacher. Is that not the case? But if I had been guided well, I wouldn't have read sociology.
But you have gained
but
knowledge.
I still have been in a way.
You have gained knowledge which nobody can take away from you.
Although I've gained knowledge, you were talking about careers and their impact in our lives. After reading sociology at the University of Ghana, are you practicing sociology?
Are you?
I'm not practicing sociology. It's the scientific study of human behavior in a group.
So what is the market for sociology? What
the market is not here.
Social work?
Social work is different from sociology. We have social work and we have sociology.
Okay.
Yes.
Sociology, archaeology, zoology, meteorology, whatever. 0501318143. You can send us a WhatsApp. You can send us a SMS, and if you have questions, you have contributions to make, just do send us. Follow us on our social media pages on Facebook, on GNTVGH, YouTube the same. You can watch us live right now, and you can also tweet on Twitter GNTVGH, as well as on Instagram on GNTVGH. Now, when you look,
is there a market when it comes to lesser known courses? Do we have a market for that? It's like we've all been made to know that when you're done with school, you should go into some banking, you should be a doctor, you should go into those strict jacket works or careers. It is the society. Society has really played a role to what we are facing currently as a nation. So we have to reorient the system in the country.
Okay.
We definitely have to.
Now we'll look at what polytechnics are churning out. We'll look at what the universities are churning out. I am in Africa, and I don't have Apple. It's not something related to my environment. But I have been.
Is to implement them. Let's go back into history. When our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, realized that human resource is the key to the development of our nation, he focused on developing teachers. And how did he do that? He looked out for the best of the best in our educational system after that time. They called themselves 7 people. And those who were interested to teach, we selected the best of them and took them to training colleges after that time. And they came back to build the nation by developing people. Today it is the opposite. And that is where we have a system that is not churning out the right people for the job market. And then also at the tertiary level, or level even at the senior secondary school level, what we also don't do well is that when we bring people, we transition them from junior secondary school into senior secondary school. We should have a system where we get people to speak with them and get them to understand that they are not in school because of a white-collar job. They are in school to develop the attitude of service. That is what we don't have. Every job that you do should be seen as a service. If you are providing service on the job, you grow to love the job. And as you grow to love the job, you develop yourself in that particular area. Then you can make an impact on the system. That is what is lacking in our educational system. We don't have people that encourage people to look at what they are doing as a service to humanity. So we have people who come in and everybody is looking out to be a boss to be fed, not to come in to serve. Examples, engineers, what do? They sit in the office and they want people to serve them. But if you are an auto engineer, if you are an electrical engineer, if you are a pharmacist, if you are a medical person, or if you are an accountant, you are supposed to provide at the prime of their working life 20 years from now. And what question will they be asking? Until we get those ones, we will not be able to prepare the people. If we ask those questions, we will realize that we will need X number of people in this area, this number of people in that particular area, and that is where we'll be projecting the people to. Now, if you look at our section, we are all doing just about the same thing. Business administration, HR, those are the kind of things that we are doing. The question is, how many of these skilled people will we be needing 20 years from now? And which kinds of people are we looking at? If somebody is a draftsman or is an architect,
Body and Beyond, the touch of relief.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. I know you were listening to the discussion. You were listening to what was going on, but I want to ask. When we look at our educational system holistically, I'm going to take your view briefly on the holistic approach on educational system.